Welcome to Everyday English Podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Everyday English Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mark. We're so happy you're joining us. How is your week going? You know, Anna, my week has been pretty quiet. But you know what happened yesterday? I have to tell you this.
Oh, do tell. I love a good story.
Well, I was at the coffee shop, right? And I ordered my usual coffee. But when I went to pay, the cashier smiled and said, "Don't worry, the gentleman before you paid for your coffee."
No way. Really? That's so kind.
I know, it totally made my day. And it got me thinking, that little story I just told you, it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, great connection, Mark. Today's episode is all about how to tell a simple story in English. We're going to look at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Exactly. Telling a story or sharing an anecdote is one of the most important skills in conversation. It helps you connect with people. And the good news? It's easy if you have a simple plan.
That's right. You don't need to be a writer or use big, difficult words. You just need a clear structure. So grab your coffee, your notebook, or just your ears, and let's get started.
So, Anna, why do you think people sometimes feel nervous about telling a story in English?
I think maybe they worry they will forget the words or the story will be boring. Maybe they put all the details in the wrong order, and then, oh, wait, no, first this happened, or was it after?
Exactly. It gets confusing. And when the story is confusing, the listener gets confused too. But when you have a structure, a clear path, you feel confident and the listener stays interested.
It's like building a house. You need a strong foundation. Today, we're going to give you the blueprint for a great story.
We're going to break it down into 3 simple parts. We'll give you real-life examples, we'll share some key phrases you can use, and we'll even practice together.
By the end of this episode, you will feel ready to share your own story, maybe about your weekend, a funny thing that happened at work, or a memory from childhood.
Let's do it. Let's talk about the beginning. Okay, the beginning. This is where you help the listener see the picture in their head. You need to answer 3 small questions. Who, where, when.
Yes, think of it like a movie. The camera shows you the main character, the place, and the time. For example, if I start a story by saying, "Yesterday afternoon, I was walking in the park with my dog, Max." See? You already know the who, me and Max, the where, the park, and the when, yesterday afternoon.
Perfect. Let's try another one. What if the story is about a funny memory from school?
You could say, "When I was 10 years old, I had a very strict math teacher."
Great. Who, I, and the teacher. When I was 10. So to set the scene, we often use phrases like last week, a few days ago, one time when I was living in...
Or you can start with how you were feeling. I was feeling so nervous because... That makes the listener care about you.
Good point, Anna. Emotions in the beginning hook the listener. So, the beginning is just about painting the background.
Okay, so we have our scene set. Now we move to the middle. This is the most important part. This is where something happens.
Right. In the middle, there's usually some kind of action, a problem, or a surprise. This is what makes the story interesting. In my coffee story, the middle was the surprise, the man paying for my coffee.
Exactly. To start the middle of the story, we use special words called sequencing words or signal words. These tell the listener that we are moving forward in time.
Let's list some really easy ones. You can say then, after that, suddenly, but then.
Let's build a little story together. Let's continue my park story from the beginning. Yesterday afternoon, I was walking in the park with my dog, Max. Suddenly, he saw a squirrel. He pulled on the leash and I dropped my phone.
Oh no. See, the middle is there. The problem is introduced. Suddenly adds excitement. Let's add another sentence.
Then I bent down to pick up my phone, but then a bird flew down and tried to eat my sandwich that was on the bench.
This story is getting crazy. This is good. The middle can have 2 or 3 events. You just connect them with then, next, or after that. Let's hear a short example of a middle part in a real chat.
So, I went to the new supermarket yesterday. Anyway, I was just looking for some milk, and then I turned around and I bumped into my old friend from university. We haven't seen each other in 5 years.
Wow, what are the chances? So what happened next?
That's a great question a listener asks. What happened next? And that leads us to the end.
Finally, we have the end. Every good story needs an ending. It doesn't have to be a big Hollywood ending. It just needs to close the story.
The end answers the question, how did things turn out? Or how did you feel about it?
Right. You can end with the result of the action. For example, to finish my coffee story, I can say, in the end, I thanked the cashier and I decided to pay it forward. I paid for the next person's coffee. It felt really good.
I love that ending. You can also end with a simple feeling. Let's finish our crazy park story. Finally, I caught my dog, I found my phone, and the bird flew away with half my sandwich. It was a mess, but honestly, it was pretty funny.
Perfect ending. You told us how the chaos stopped and how you felt. Key phrases for the end are, in the end, finally, it turned out that, looking back, I feel. Okay, Anna, now let's help our listeners avoid some common traps. What mistakes do people sometimes make?
The biggest one is trying to tell every single detail. You don't need to say, I put on my left sock, then I put on my right sock, then I walked to the door, then I opened the door.
Right, that's too much. We call that kitchen sink storytelling. You put everything in but the kitchen sink. Keep it to the important parts.
Mistake number 2, forgetting to use past tense. Since most stories are about the past, remember to change your verbs. I walked to the park should be I walked to the park.
That's a great tip. It's okay if you make a mistake with the tense in the middle of the story. Native speakers do that too. But try to start and finish in the past.
Mistake number 3, being afraid of silence. When you tell a story, you can pause for effect. It builds suspense.
Yes, a pause can be powerful. Like, I opened the door, and everyone screamed, surprise! It feels very natural.
And our final tip, smile and make eye contact. Even if you're just talking on a podcast or to a friend, your voice sounds warmer when you smile.
All right, listeners, this is our favorite part. It's time to practice. Anna and I are going to tell one complete story together using the beginning, middle, and end structure. Listen closely.
Okay, Mark, you start us off.
Last summer, my family and I went camping near a lake. It was a beautiful, sunny day.
In the afternoon, we decided to go fishing. We rented a small boat and went out onto the water. Suddenly, the sky turned gray and dark. Then it started to rain really, really hard.
After that, the wind got really strong. Our boat started to shake. We were a little scared. But then, just as fast as it started, the rain stopped.
In the end, we were wet and cold, so we didn't catch any fish. But looking back, it was the most exciting part of the trip. We still laugh about it today.
Great story, Anna. See how easy that was? Now, let's quickly recap the key phrases. Repeat after me, slowly.
In the beginning. Last year.
I was at. For the middle. Suddenly. After that.
For the end. In the end, it was.
Fantastic. Write those down in your notebook. They are your storytelling tools.
Mark, I really enjoyed our stories today. It makes me want to hear a story from our listeners now.
Me too, Anna. We hope this episode gives you the confidence to share your own stories in English class, with a friend, or just to practice out loud.
Remember, every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Start simple. You can do it.
If you enjoyed this episode, please help us grow our Everyday English podcast. Please hit the subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. Leave us a like if this episode was helpful. And we would love to read your stories. Leave a comment telling us a short story about your day. Use the words first,
then, and finally.
We read every comment, and we are cheering for you.
That's all for today's episode of the Everyday English Podcast.
Thanks for listening. Now go out there and share your story with the world.
Bye-bye, and keep practicing your English every day.